After the collapse of Citizenship by Investment program in Malta, the remaining programs, like those in the Caribbean, are facing increasing scrutiny to the point that some are now being forced to require actual residency. However, countries that already sell passports and don't have visa-free access to the Schengen area aren't particularly concerned about these threats because they can be sanctioned anyway due to their limited travel access. Today, however, we have had breaking news from Africa. São Tomé y Príncipe is now offering its passport for less than $100,000, roughly $95,000 all in, which is about 82,000 euros at current exchange rates. São Tomé and Príncipe is a small archipelago of the west coast of Africa, nestled between Equatorial Guinea and Angola. It's a member of the CPLP, the Community of Portuguese Language Countries. Until now, it's been almost invisible on the global migration radar, but since August 2025, São Tomé has joined the exclusive club of countries offering citizenship by investment with a legal program managed from Dubai, the UAE, and specifically designed to attract foreign capital. You submit an application with a one-time fee of $5,000. Once approved, you make a donation of $90,000 to the national fund if you are a single applicant. Then you add the administrative fees. The passport costs $350, nothing. The national ID $150, nothing. And the citizenship certificate another $250, nothing. The total, $95,750. No interviews, no residency requirements, no need to appear in person, and a processing time of just 6 weeks. It's not part of ECOWAS, and that's true. But here is the thing, this passport is not the end, it's the means. Let me explain. Once you have São Tomé's passport, you might think, what am I supposed to do with this? After all, it doesn't get you in the European Union or the UK without a visa. But here is where the real value lies. São Tomé is a member of the CPLP, just like Brazil, and in July 2023, Brazil signed a historic agreement that changed the game entirely. That agreement allows citizens of CPLP countries to apply directly for a temporary residency visa in Brazil, without having to invest, without needing a job offer, without quotes, and without bureaucratic headaches. Simple for being a citizen of a member country. And the best part, that temporary residence can later be converted into permanent residence. Many people don't want to wait 2 years on temporary status, plus another one as a permanent resident living in Brazil 3 years to get the citizenship. So there is another option, investing directly in permanent residency in Brazil. This can cost less than $100,000, and with less than $200,000 total, you can end up with a very strong passport, one that is sanctioned or seen as bought, and one that doesn't smell like it came out of a citizenship shop. With that PR, and thanks to Article 66 of Brazil's migration law, you can apply for Brazilian citizenship after just 1 year. You don't need to be born in Brazil, you don't need to marry a Brazilian, you don't need a Brazilian children. All you need is to be a permanent resident for 12 months, to live at least 9 of those months in the country, and to meet a few basic requirements: good conduct, no criminal record, basic Portuguese, A2, B1 I think, and proof of some means of support. Obviously, during that year you will be a tax resident in Brazil and you will pay Brazilian taxes, which aren't exactly favorable, but unlike abusive countries like Spain, Colombia, Norway, Brazil actually allows you to structure your income so that you end up paying around 15% in taxes for that year, and after that you can go back to your preferred tax residency or stay in Brazil if you want. It's a massive country, and during those 9 months you certainly won't be bored. So here is the full picture. You could hold a São Tomé passport by October 25, obtain your Brazilian residency by the end of the same year, and become a Brazilian citizen shortly thereafter. All legal, all backed by current law, all without having to renounce your original citizenship. Now imagine what that means. You wouldn't just be getting a second passport, you would be getting one that opens the door to Mercosur, granting your privileged access to countries like Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. You could move around Latin America freely, invest, live long term, and even tap into public healthcare and other social benefits. What's more, Brazil doesn't require you to renounce your original nationality. That means you can keep your Spanish or Mexican or Indian citizenship while also becoming a Brazilian citizen. And if one day you decide to return to Europe or return to the US, the Brazilian passport offers reasonable mobility, visa-free access to over 170 countries, including nearly all of the Americas, much of Asia, and large parts of Africa. The key takeaway here is this: São Tomé is not the goal, it's the bridge. The passport itself may not shine in terms of global travel freedom, but it holds a strategic value within a regional agreement system that very few people understand. And that's the kind of edge used by those who truly grasp how global migration flow works. In fact, I'm personally looking into this very seriously because I genuinely like this setup, and I want to see how long Brazil actually takes to process citizenships, and I want to know whether just by being Africa in this case, the timeline would be affected, or if it remains standard. In the past, this route existed only as a rare exception for countries like Guinea, but now it's 100% official thanks to this new citizenship by investment program. We are going to be official agents for this program. We see great value in the path I have explained. Sao Tome is not the destination, it's the means. I invite you to fill out the form in the description and let's explore it together.